In today's episode, I am going to talk about something that I had made a video 2 months ago about the paints industry, and none of you guys believed me at that point. I basically made a video which said that Asian Paints is going to have a massive problem and I'm going to stay away from the paints industry. And a lot of people in that video told me that Shashank, no, Asian Paints is number one because of your tuning that you had with your conditioning, that Asian Paints is monopoly, it is number one, it is consistent compounder, it has distribution, it will never lose. But then that was exactly what turned out to play, because we also saw Asian Paints not giving much returns in the last few years, right? But let's be unbiased about this today. Let's understand what is going on in the paint industry, what is happening with the new competition that is coming in, and does Asian Paints still have the competitive edge to actually come out and win. So we will test out everything, we will understand what is going on in the space, we'll look at the companies, and we will do a thesis, antithesis in today's video. So stay tuned. So first, let's quickly look at trading view. So we have both the charts over here. The top chart is Asian Paints 1 year chart, and if you look at the other one, which is Grasim, which is the new entrant in the space that has come up, that is also there for the 1 year perspective, and you can see very clearly, right? Obviously Grasim has been giving a lot of returns for the shareholder, whereas Asian Paints has actually slowed down. In fact, it is also trading slightly below its 200-day moving average as well. So it is not doing significantly well at this point from a returns perspective, right? But why is this the case? Now, the main thing about this is, first of all, with respect to Grasim. Now, please understand, the hero of the paints industry is Asian Paints. Nobody has beat Asian Paints till date, and it had a monopoly. But then a lot of people realized that, boss, we can also enter it. And the only monopoly that Asian Paints had, the bigger one, was a distribution monopoly, because they had so many distribution network that they currently had. But what if a new player enters the market who also has a strong distribution? That will become a significant competition for Asian Paints. And that is exactly what happened, because Grasim came out with the news a few years ago saying they're going to enter the space and they're going to spend a lot of money in capex, which is capital expenditure, to enter the market. And they've recently launched their product called Birla Opus, and I think they're doing a capex of approximately 5,000 crores. Now the whole paint industry is doing a capex of around 15,000 to 18,000 crores, and Grasim is doing 1/3 of that entire capex by themselves itself. So that itself tells you a very big story about the market. So basically they said they want to achieve a 10,000 crore revenue in the next 3 years from the paints industry, which will be close to Asian Paints 1/3 of their revenue, right? So this is something that is coming up. But why will Grasim have this competitive advantage against Asian Paints? Why are they giving this competition? This is also because, if you understand, the distribution network of Birla Group is also awesome. Now, why do I say it is awesome? Because Birla Group is the market leader in the cement industry. They have this brand called Ultratech Cements. Now, with this Ultratech Cements, they have a distribution network of 54,000 distributors across the entire country, right? And they also have distributors from Birla Wall Putty, which is approximately 70% of their dealers are now going and actually selling paints, because they're like, boss, aapne cement lagaya, so we know you are a customer, so let us now upsell the paint part as well. Now, if you're a good distributor of this cement and wall putty and they start selling paints at the same time, they can basically give you a better margin, because now everything is in-house, so they can actually start giving you a better margin and play economies of scale over here. Now, let's quickly look at the fundamental analysis also. But before we go into the fundamental analysis, let's thank the sponsor of our video today, who is called M-Stock. So M-Stock is basically a trading platform from Mira Asset Group. This is something that I spoke about in one of the videos in the past as well. Now, Mira Asset Finance Group is one of the biggest financial groups in the sector and is operating with a good amount of credibility, right? Now, if you go to their website, they have something really unique that they've come up with, and that is called the 999 plan, and I'll just show you, right? So they basically have this thing where they have zero brokerage, no commission at all, and everything is completely zero. And even if you look at the zero brokerage, it comes even on F&O, right? Because F&O is something where we pay some amount of brokerage, so they will have completely no brokerage at all for this. And or you take the you pay 999 rupees for that, or you don't pay anything at all for it, and you just take free delivery for life on delivery for equity, mutual funds, and IPO, right? And they also have a 999 optional plan, which is a 999 free AMC. Basically, you don't have to pay AMC, which you would pay every quarter to your other brokers. So obviously they have this beautiful chart over here that you can actually understand if you use a normal broker, if you use a discount broker, because right now a lot of people use discount brokers in the market, and what is the brokerage that they charge versus what is the brokerage a discount broker would charge, and how much you would actually save. They also in fact have a calculate option where you can go in, type the amount of lots that you might have. So I usually trade in like 10 lots, let's say, of Nifty, or 15 lots actually 15 lots in Nifty, and if I do the brokerage at 20 rupees, because that is what my usual brokerage charges. So if this is what I do, I basically save approximately 1.2 lakhs in a year, right? So this is obviously great savings that come up with that, and they don't have any hidden charges which other people might charge. Obviously STT and all of that you have to still pay because that goes to the government, but apart from that they have even highlighted the entire STT compensation as well. So do have a look at it. It is very interesting from that perspective. They also have some really good feature because they have something on the trading platform called the M-Stock trading platform, where they have things like one-click order execution, one-click order placement, voice search, and predefined index basket, so that it's very easy for you guys to start investing. Now thank you for that. So let's get back into the fundamental analysis of Grasim versus Asian Paints. Now if you look at Grasim Industries, Grasim is sitting at a 1,46,000 crore market cap, whereas Asian Paints is sitting at a 2,75,000 crore market cap, right? Grasim is at 26p, whereas this guy is sitting at 50p, obviously because he's the market leader till date, right? Now if we start going down, obviously the returns we already saw about it, right? If you see the profit and loss statement of this company right now, they're making a annual profit around 117 crores with an operating profit of 21,000 crores and a net profit of 11,000 crores right now, whereas Asian Paints, which is only in the paints industry, is sitting at 34,000 35,000 crore market cap, right? Now if you look at the last few years, obviously after COVID, they did get affected during COVID, but after that you see that these 2 years the sales had slowed down, but then the sales are coming back up right now, right? So it is not like their margin has been impacted for Asian Paints, right? Asian Paints ka margin has not been impacted. Their debt to equity ratio is also very good, but the fear of new people entering the market and margin contraction happening is creating a small doubt in people's mind, and that is what is hitting the entire P ratio of this company as well. Now Grasim obviously is not only in the paint industry, it has a lot of other things as well, but they're entering the paints industry because of this reason, to give a proper fight to Asian Paints. Now very interesting to look at, will Asian Paints be able to fight this war, or will they have another problem? Now Grasim also has good backing with the Aditya Birla Group. They also have good fundamentals, they have a good balance sheet, and they also want to become the number one paints company, which will obviously not happen instantly, which will take time. It also says that it wants to set up 6 manufacturing plants in hubs like Haryana, Punjab, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra and West Bengal by 2025 with a project cost of approximately 10,000 crores. And they also have onboarded 5,000 dealers and they target 50,000 dealers by 2025, which is just 1 year later. So if you think this was the problem for Asian Paints, it doesn't end here, because what people realized is, boss, if we have distribution, we can also come into the same picture, right? So if I'm selling pipes, maybe I can go and upsell paints there. So a company like Astral Paints is also entering the paint industry. Then an adhesive company, which is Pidilite, has now come up with their own paint company called Haisha. That's the name of the product. So they are also entering the space. Apart from that, JSW company also came up. JSW Group has also said we are entering the paint industry. Now all of these brands already have good brand names, good network, and everything is already ready. So now it is going to be again very difficult for Asian Paints to fight in this market. Basically this market is going to become very commoditized, and we can definitely see some margin contraction happening at the same time. Now coming to Asian Paints, there was one more problem that was going on, and that was Asian Paints' very high PE ratio. Now if you look at 2020, 2021, Asian Paints had hit a high of around 112, 115 price to earnings ratio, which was a very big premium. And then we also saw it was trading at around 100 in Feb 2022, 100 times price to earnings ratio. Now all of them started taking a massive dip now, and it's come back to its 50 PE. In the last 5 years, it has come back to 50 PE. And if I open the 10-year chart, the lowest it has been ever in history was 41 PE at 2016 December, and now it is currently trading at 50 PE, very close to its 2016 low. So the premium that Asian Paints was getting as a leader in the market has now gone down significantly, or now gone down drastically, right? And apart from this, there are other problems as well. The demand for paints industry also was a little sluggish, so that was also one of the reasons why the price corrected. So I would not say it's only because of PE re-rating, but even the demand in the market also was slightly low, right? So all of these small problems were triggering. Even the raw material prices, crude oil prices, which is the raw material for paints, was also very volatile in the last few years. So that also definitely hit the Asian Paints margins as well, right? But now coming to the antithesis, right? Let's understand what will make Asian Paints win. Now Asian Paints has moat. Moat means it has its competitive advantage. Now Asian Paints has a very strong brand, and when we talk about paints, everyone talks about Asian Paints. So for new companies to enter, they have to leverage their other brands, right, which is their brand name for other companies into this, which will take time. It is not going to happen overnight. Tomorrow it is not going to change. So brand loyalty again for Asian Paints is very high because they built a brand of trust. So if I want to go and put paints, I would trust Asian Paints than going to someone else, because they've been there, they've done it for a very long period of time. Apart from this, Asian Paints is the Purana Khiladi. They've been here for a long time and they have a lot of data. The data, which is basically which sector, where there is demand, which city, what type of demand, and they're very fast in adapting new type of paint, new kind of paint innovations in the market as well. And the only limiting thing was that the number of distributors have to grow, and other people also have distributors, but that is completely fine because everyone is going to have a lot of distributors, right? Now, Asian Paints is not stopping with their capex. They are also planning to do a capex of 9,000 crores, and they're also planning to do a backward integration for their raw materials, which is required to produce paints like VAM and VAE, and also some white cement. So now if that happens, Asian Paints is saying, boss, aap mera industry mein aa rahe ho, main aapka industry mein aunga. They're planning to enter the adhesive sectors as well and remove Pidilite's monopoly. Now, this is what is going to happen in the entire field. But from what I can understand from a mota perspective, it basically looks like there is going to be upselling in the paint industry from players who already have strongholds in other industries and other sectors. They're entering the paint industry, and Asian Paints, who was only in paints, is now planning to go into other sectors as well. So basically nice khichdi pak rahi hai industry mein. But what I can say, there are going to be few winners because every industry has only few consolidated players. You cannot have a lot of players. I don't think Asian Paints will lose their market share quite aggressively. It will take a long time to topple Asian Paints and become the winner, because there is a lot of deep-rooted brand loyalty involved as well. So from that point of view, Asian Paints does have a slight edge, but I would not underestimate companies like Grasim, companies like Pidilite, Astral, JSW Group, because they're also big names. They're also coming, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys like this video. And if you did, I want to know your take, because see, this is a healthy discussion. I'm not saying one will win, one will lose. I'm just saying things are going to get very interesting. Now, in the scope of healthy debate, I want you guys to comment below and tell me, what do you guys think about the paint industry? What is going to happen? What is your thought process about the future? And let other people also understand. Don't spread hate. Let's put a healthy debate. Don't abuse people, because there is no wrong answer. You don't know the future, I don't know the future. But let's try to understand what is happening in this space as a healthy discussion. Okay, this is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. I hope you like this video, and if you did, click on the like button, share it with your friends who have invested in the paint industry, and subscribe to this video. See you later. Bye.
Investments in securities markets are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.